Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning! Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 3, Episode 16. Coming up today, the Lions won their biggest battle of the season. The Pistons have won a basketball game. 2, in fact. The Red Wings edged out a win off the back of their captain, and we go over our Week 9 NFL picks. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. He's not one of my stars, but he did good on Saturday against Gunta for the first ever Crown Jewel Championship, which is starting to grow on me a little bit.
Whoa! I had to whoa, sorry.
No, it's okay.
All right.
Cody Rhodes is doing wonders for the WWE right now.
He is. He's on fire right now. He really is. All right, also right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz, celebrating a big one today.
Yes, celebrating a big one, and that this is my, 50th total episode
5-0.
of Card Guys.
5-0.
5-0. For those who don't know, 5-0.
That's five, Michael.
That is 5.
Other hand.
5-0. There we go. Made my debut back on Season 1, Episode 10 of Card Guys. And I may not have been there from day one as you guys have been, but we've all come a long way.
We have.
And it's another great show for you on a sort of a cruddy Monday morning. But
Just
you know
rainy,
what?
nasty,
It's a
rainy.
victory Monday regardless.
It's a Victory Monday in 3 different aspects of Detroit sports. Let's start off with our 3 stars for the day. Ryan, get us going here.
I'm going to debut something new. The first ever negative star.
Oh.
A negative star could be a very poor performance from a player, or it could be just something bad. For the first ever negative star, this is not going to be a daily occurrence, but the first ever negative star is just the city of New York. Now you're probably wondering, Ryan, why is the city of New York your first ever negative star? Well, 2 reasons. One, Yankees lost the World Series, and they did not put up any fight at all towards the last 3 games of the World Series. They did notch one in the Bronx in Game 4, but they've looked awful, especially the games that they lost. And the second reason, the NFL Replay Center is housed in New York City. There's a certain someone that got ejected on one of our favorite football teams on a helmet-to-helmet, and that shouldn't have been an ejection.
We will discuss that later.
We'll discuss that later, but I thought that was beep stupid.
Beep.
It was pretty beep stupid. So that's my negative star. Anyways, let's get to some positives. My third star, Malik Beasley, who yesterday on our victory Detroit Pistons got 18 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, plus 118.
Plus 118.
Or a plus minus of plus 118. Stupid. A plus minus of plus 18.
Okay, all right. I was like, 118's got to be an NBA record.
I'm sorry.
That's
Plus
crazy.
minus of plus 18. It's 7:31 in the morning. Gloomy Monday, stressful Monday. Yeah. He had a nasty 3 in the corner. That was insane.
The dagger.
The dagger, to say the least. He's been my favorite role player in the NBA for a long time, and I'm glad we have him.
And I have his autograph card.
Okay. My second star is going to the captain, Dylan Larkin, who on Saturday against the Buffalo Sabres, another victory, 2 goals. Lalonde wanted him to step up. He stepped up, got the only 2 goals of the game for the Red Wings, getting the win, a very much needed win against the Buffalo Sabres. And my first star from Ole Miss, Jordan Watkins against the Arkansas Razorbacks, 8 receptions, 254 yards, 5 touchdowns, with an average of 31 yards per reception. Speechless. Woo! That is insane from Jordan Watson. Those are my 3 stars.
Starting with my 3 stars, third star is going to go to Kirby Joseph, also known to the kids as J. Curb. as we all know, Kirby Joseph, he had 4 tackles in the game, and he had 1 pass defended. And then, of course, he had the pick 6. 27-yard pick 6, just snagging that one out of the air off of Jordan Love. That was really the play that swung all momentum in the favor of the Lions. We'll get to the Lions in just a second. Second star is going to go to Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk himself, Kirk O'Chains, having a good performance against the quote-unquote America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
The only team that they are is Antarctica's team.
Yes, they are, because they are freezing cold.
They're just bad.
19-24, 222 yards with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. His longest pass is 36 yards. He had 2 sacks against him, but a QB rating of 144.8 and a completion percentage of 79.2. He had a great game against the Dallas Cowboys, and Ryan, I'm sorry, but Dallas is awful.
I don't care.
Dallas is awful.
I really
dude.
don't care.
But those
Fair
are your
enough.
boys.
I'm just letting you. I'm just letting you know.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
know.
care. The joke is over.
I'm sure you know.
They're
that.
Dog,
boys.
Tony.
My first star is going to go to Garrett Wilson. He had a really good performance against the Texans. 9 receptions for 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. How about that one-handed snag from Garrett Wilson in the end zone? Some people are saying that rivals the infamous OBJ catch against the Giants back in 20. I think it was 20.
I say it's better than it. I'm sorry. Look at watch him in comparison. The way he had to contort his body, the way he had to reach across his body to snag it and get both feet in by literally his shin bone.
It was insane.
That's the best catch I've ever seen live, and I watched the OBJ catch live.
No doubt. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen all season. But the Jets finally snapped their 5-game losing streak against the Texans.
Are they
now
back?
That's a good question. Are the Jets back? I don't know. We'll see. But
Talk about it in the picks. But
yes, but those are my 3 stars.
All right, my 3 stars, if I can find this post. Oh, boy. Really? Really? I can't find it. I'm just trying to find this post.
I'm trying to get avoid dead air.
How many times does this guy post? I thought this would be easy to just scroll down
who
and
is
find
it?
Found it. Okay, my third star. My third star will be Lamar Jackson today.
Lamarvelous.
Yes. It was going to be Burrow because he got me 30 fantasy points and led me to a dub. A presumed dub. He has a running back to go, and I'm up by 30, so fingers crossed. But I'm going with Lamar from yesterday. Against one of the best defenses, if not the best defense, one that I house on my fantasy team, he put up 16 of 19, 84.2% completion percentage, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a perfect passer rating of 158.3. Wow. Looking like the MVP right now. As of right now, I'd say it's between him and Goff, and we just got to call a spade a spade. Lamar has been the best quarterback, both on the ground and in the air this season. Mm-hmm. So, Lamar Jackson, you get my third star. My second star, Jalen Duren, 5 for 5 with, 17 rebounds, double-double, monster performance. I saw that Brooklyn Nets starting 5, and I saw Dorian Finney-Smith was their starting center, and I had a feeling Jalen Duren was going to have a pretty big game, and sure enough, yes, he did. Good performance right there in the win. And my number 1 star is Dan Campbell, MCDC, as the people call him. I couldn't find a one Lion, other than, I guess, Kirby Joseph, that really had a standout performance to highlight as my first star. So I'm just going to go with Dan Campbell and the entire team, basically. Because his game plan, the way they prepared all week, it was the right game plan, and they came out, they executed it well. He prepared these guys almost perfectly for this game, and all we keep hearing week after week is how he's the best guy to play for. He's an incredible coach to play for. We want to run through a brick wall for this guy. Carissa Thompson just interviewed him for the first time and said that he was one of the best interviews she's ever had. He has been the rock for this team. He has been the catalyst to us winning. It's his game plan. It's his motivation. It's his coaching staff. It's everything kind of in one. That's why we're 7-1 right now. Dan Campbell gets my first star. Speaking of Dan Campbell, he's the head coach of the Detroit Lions, who
Nice.
pulled out an incredible win. Yes,
Impressive.
an just incredible win in the division. I won't lie, I was a little scared for this. I was a little scared of this game because the Packers are a formidable foe. However, the Lions came out and they proved how they are the best team in the NFL, statistically the best team in the NFC. We need the Chiefs to lose tonight so the Lions can take over that top spot in the NFL record-wise. But I want to start off our Lions segment with a little bit of a rant.
Okay.
Because as you mentioned earlier, NFL, New York. Let's have a chat, shall we? So the football is a physical game. Would you say?
Very.
Absolutely.
There
Very.
are some head-to-head collisions. There are some dangerous collisions. Prayers up to Chris Olave, who had to get sent and carted to the hospital after a very, very, very scary later hit in the Saints-Panthers game. No one was ejected, by the way, from that game. No one the entire day after, a fair amount of head-to-head collisions was ejected. However, with the NFL and their new partnerships with FanDuel and DraftKings, they decided to partake in their own sponsorships, and seems like they picked the Packers because please tell me why. Look, it was a dirty hit. Brian Branch had a dirty hit. He could have avoided it, sure, right? It was a dirty hit. He led with the crown of his helmet-to-helmet contact, but the guy, he popped up, right? He popped right back up. It's not like he was laying there and he had to get carted to the hospital. It was a dirty hit. It was a late hit. Could have stopped himself, but it happens. It's football. That's going to happen with these guys, right? These guys are revved up. They're ready to hit people, and guess what? It's going to happen. So why is New York coming down? Look, it's a penalty. Take the 15 yards. It's all right. Why is New York coming down and saying to eject him? It's not like he's had a play like that this season, right? At least to my knowledge. Correct me in the comments. Do your job. I don't recall there being a hit like that by him this season so far. I don't recall an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty being called on him this season so far. So how can you, in New York, call down and say, eject the best defensive player on the Lions from this game? How can you do that? And then, not only that, but he's genuinely confused. Everybody's confused. Why are you throwing him out? We get it's a dirty play, but why are you throwing him out? And then he gets another 15 yards tacked on because he's arguing the call. So now you can't argue the call, which everybody argues calls against referees in every single game. That's not usually a penalty, especially when the call is as questionable as this one. It's setting a precedent. The precedent in the NFL now, to keep things all even, it's not going to happen like this, but if it's going to happen to us, it should happen to everybody. Every hit to the helmet that requires a flag, eject him. Because if you're going to do it to Brian Branch, you got to do it to everybody. Or else it's going to look really bad on you that you're still trying to call against the Lions. I don't want to say it, but it looked like they had a parlay with the Green Bay Packers involved. Because how can you take out the top defensive guy? How can you do that? It makes no sense to me. I understand it was a dirty hit, but we're playing football. If you don't want that, give them flags and let's play some play 60 flag football. Because football is going to have big hits. It's going to have nasty hits. That is football. That's what makes it entertaining. It may be a little unsafe, and that's why you throw the penalty and you try to deter players from doing that. But it's going to happen. You can't just eliminate that from a game that was built off that. That's my Brian Branch rant.
I think it hurts a lot more because it was against the Packers.
Yeah.
And in the past, like I look at Trey Flowers with that. Oh my God, that made me so mad. I'm not going to talk about it.
I thought it was
There were two.
Nick Fairley.
Nope, it was Trey Flowers.
I thought Trey Flowers was a rookie when we had our new uniforms.
Nope, Trey Flowers. No, Trey Flowers has been in the league for a long time since when we got him. He was like the top edge rusher when we got him. And then he was held to oblivion and they didn't see it and they called a foul on him. That was dumb. And then Donica Sue, a long time ago, I don't remember what happened, but I remember watching it and it made me really
he
mad.
Stomped on a guy.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair call. But besides that, it's a win is a win is a win is a win.
Yeah.
Right? Amon-Ra got his get back. The person on this team that hates the Packers more than probably myself, he got a touchdown. He's on a 30-catch streak.
He is.
Very good. There you go. Jared Goff, despite by the way, the conditions yesterday were terrible. Rain, lukewarm.
Both teams adjusted to the conditions pretty well.
Yeah, I'll give credit where credit is due, but Jared Goff, despite his ankle condition and despite the conditions that they were playing in, he did very well. I will say that. He adjusted pretty good. This was our first outdoor game of the year, and we played like that. Right. Best team in the NFL. Sorry.
We are.
If there's any competition, I'd say the Baltimore Ravens. But record-wise, they don't look great. They've lost some pretty stupid games. We haven't lost a stupid game.
We have lost a stupid game. We should be undefeated right now if we were to punch it in once out of our 9 tries.
Against the Bucs.
Yeah.
That's true. I forget. Yeah, but
that's gonna. I feel like that loss is gonna just sting the entire season. It really is.
Yeah.
Because we should be undefeated right now.
But anyways, defense looked great. I want to give my props to Terrion Arnold, who finally figured it out. If you know, towards the beginning of the year, he was the penalty machine for the Lions.
He was.
He finally figured it out. Finally found that mix of being one of those tough Alabama corners while staying disciplined. He found that out the past couple weeks. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. When he figures it out, he'll be one of the best corners in football. He's not one of the best corners in football yet, but I think it'll take a lot of time.
He's showing signs.
Yeah, he's showing promise that he could be one of the best corners in football. We are one of the most complete teams in football, and it shows on all cylinders, even special teams like last week. We got Houston next week, who
we'll preview that on Wednesday.
We'll preview that on Wednesday, but I'll say my 2 cents. During the preseason, this was my game. This was going to be the game I look forward to the most. I still am looking forward to it. However,
it's not even that scary because
it's not really that good anymore because the Texans. I'm sorry, they suck.
Well, they've lost some key players here. Nico Collins might be back, but if we could play
Stephon Diggs is
out
for
the
year.
Season.
And in the next 24 hours, hopefully in the next 45 minutes, Zadarius Smith might be a Detroit Lion.
That's true.
Hopefully.
It's heavily rumored and reported by NBC that it'll happen. It's just a matter of when. But the Texans game, I mean, if we could just play the way we've been playing, play our game plan, don't overthink it. We're on Sunday night's football. Take care of business.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we're really good in prime time. So we're undefeated in prime time, I think, this year. Just keep playing how you're playing. Play this aggressive, gritty football you've been playing all year, and you'll take care of business in Houston. Another tough place to play. NRG Stadium is loud.
Mm-hmm.
Great win by the Lions, and to your point about Dan Campbell just being the rock of this team, he said it in the post game. Regardless of conditions of the game, regardless of weather conditions, this team is built to play anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't played an outdoor game, but you played a great outdoor game against the Packers. Little shaky at times, but a win is a win.
A win is a win.
I want to bring up, we already sort of explained this off air, but I want to sort of bring up this quote from Perry Fuel, NFL VP of officiating.
Perry the Platypus trying to put his 2 cents in.
That's my Perry
the
Platypus.
Shout out Phineas and Ferb. Anywho, so he said, quote, "We reviewed all the angles and we clearly felt that he had time and space to make a different choice as the act was a flagrant foul, and he clearly had the opportunity to avoid the head and neck area."
He basically said, I picked the Packers money line and I picked the under on Jordan Love interceptions, so in turn we ejected him.
Sure, you can, Anthony. You can do.
Hey, if they're gonna advertise gambling the way they're advertising it, I would be shocked if they don't do it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, but I mean, I won't harp on this for too long. Was it a dirty hit? Absolutely.
Yeah, should be penalized.
It was a dirty hit. It absolutely should have been warranted a penalty. Yeah. Ejection's a bit much. After watching the replay again, ejection's a bit much, and TB12 in the broadcast booth after signing a minority ownership with the Raiders is possibly facing backlash because he was calling out officials on that Brian Branch ejection call, which was fine with me, but it's like, again, he's got to remember that.
You got to call it the official.
You got to call him out.
Everybody who watched that game that wasn't a Packers fan is sitting there like, this isn't football. This is not football. That's a football play. Look, it's going to happen. There's going to be head-to-head collisions. I honestly think that whether he caught it, whether he didn't catch it, either way, he was running at full speed. He was hitting them.
Yeah.
He was hitting them. And in the moment, you can't really think to just like pull yourself back or just dive out of bounds. You're going to hit the guy. It's a rivalry. You don't spoil rivalry like that. Anyways,
no.
That's enough on that. The Lions played a complete game of football in the elements.
Really quickly, per NBC Sports, a source linked to the situation, Zadarius Smith will either be traded to the Lions tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, when was that article written? Was that written last night?
I think a few hours ago. November 3rd, 2/11.
That was
yesterday at 11.
That was yesterday, so it
So
should happen
it
today.
could happen
So
today.
it should happen today.
We will keep you guys updated.
Trade deadline is tomorrow at 4 p.m.
If you see me checking my phone, it's to check to see if I get any Twitter notifications from Shefty or Rapp or Pelissero saying Zadarius Smith is a Lion, but we should have our edge rusher now. And think about it. What's Zadarius Smith is?
You could have your deep threat back, too, because isn't...
Yes, Amon-Ra, or
Next
not
week,
Amon-Ra, J-Mo will be back.
J-Mo should be back next week.
Smith
He's on a 1 year, so we'd have to extend him. Oh, no, where's he on a 2 year?
Zadarius Smith's stats, taking a look.
I think he's had 5 sacks.
Right now.
Oh, yeah. No, we have him for next year, too.
Oh.
We'd have him for
perfect.
next year.
To pair him with Hutch.
Next year, we get to pair him with Hutch. Insane. Incredible.
So this year,
Something to keep a
Zadarius
lookout
Smith,
for.
in 9 games played, he has 5 sacks. He has...
How many QB pressures?
QB pressures doesn't say here on ESPN. It should, but
I think regardless, look, 5 sacks is
has-
it's not Hutch. It's not Hutch production. You're not going to get Hutch production. He's a one-of-one player unless it's Max Crosby. They're the 2 best edge rushers in football right now. You're not going to get Hutch production at the deadline. It's just not going to happen. However, you can get a good replacement that is a Pro Bowler, i.e. Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith, thanks to Michael, he has 24 quarterback pressures.
That's good.
That's pretty
like
good.
That is pretty darn
All we need
good.
to do is put somebody on the other side so it opens up the defensive line for Aleem, for Pascal, for DJ Reader, like Hutch did when Aleem, you see, once Hutch left, has Aleem McNeil really made much noise other than the game after the Hutch game? Not really. That's because they're figuring it out that, hey, they have no edge rushers. Let's send everything to the middle because their edge rushers aren't going to do anything, so we got to eliminate Reader and McNeil. Now they can't do that because if they do that, Zadarius Smith's going to have 20 sacks on the year. So it's going to open up everything so much. This is the right thing to do. I know Brad Holmes has said, I want to build through the draft. I don't really want to trade or sign anybody. I want to build this team. I want this to be a homegrown team, but sometimes you got to make exceptions, and this is an exception.
This team is not really homegrown. Like David Montgomery, free agent, and look at how he's looked. Probably one of the best running backs in football. Kevin Zeitler, he's looked solid all year. We didn't draft
most
him.
of the team is homegrown. Though.
Yeah, like 85% of this team is homegrown, but I'm saying, like, I look at guys like Carlton Davis,
Goff.
Kevin Zeitler, Jared Goff, who has looked phenomenal this year, David Montgomery. Like, there are free agents that have come to Detroit and made their statement, and that's what helps us to make a good team. Yeah, we had those homegrown guys like Sewell, Decker, Glasgow,
Gibbs,
Amon-Ra, Gibbs,
J-Mo, Kirby, Branch.
Terrion, Branch, like
So many
Fatu
guys.
Melifonwu, Josh Pass, like Hutch, like all the the homegrown guys help a lot. I'm just saying you need to find mix. That perfect mix between trades and draft, and Brad Holmes has been amazing. A+ at drafting, the best drafting GM in Detroit.
Well, he was known as one of the best scouts and one of the best talent evaluators coming into this in L.A.
Absolutely.
He helped build that Super Bowl team.
Yes, he
and
did.
he got his quarterback right back here, and he got to work, and, I mean, hell of a job.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just talking about it with my dad, I mean, him and I were just having so much fun with the game, and I hear him say the same thing every week, but Lions are a darn good team.
They are.
Yes, they are.
They are a darn good team. We
So-
can compete with anybody in the NFL.
We can. We got to take care of the Texans on Sunday. So we'll preview that Texans game coming up on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that Texans-Lions primetime preview here on Card Guys. Quickly, let's hit the Detroit Red Wings, huh?
Oh, perfect.
The
Absolutely.
Detroit Red Wings edged out a win, 2-1 against the Sabres, a team that beat them earlier in the season. Dylan Larkin, 2 goals, as we mentioned. The 2 goals to put the Red Wings over the top. This was on Saturday. Gentlemen, I watched the start of the game, and then we were losing. And then I turned it off. And then Larkin scored. I swear, I am the bad luck charm. Whenever I watch, I kid you not, whenever I watch the Red Wings, we either give up a bunch of goals, we lose, or we're just not great. And then I turn them off, right? I turn them off, and all of a sudden I get notification. Dylan Larkin scores. Lucas Raymond scores. Mo Seider scores. Everybody scores, and we win the game when I turn it off. So I am convinced I am the bad luck charm. I should not watch this team, because whenever I watch, we lose, we're bad, but when I turn it off, we turn into a Stanley Cup team. So, boys, take it away.
I like Dylan Larkin. Derek Lalonde, feeble, addressed earlier this week that Dylan Larkin needs to step up, and he's told him that, and he did. Excuse me, on Saturday.
You've been excused.
Thank you. He got things done on Saturday. Obviously, we couldn't get over the hump against the Jets. The Jets look like the best team in hockey right now. There's not really much to say. 5-5, 5-5-0-1.
The definition of
We are
mid.
mid. I mean, the Pistons look better than the Detroit Red Wings, and I can confidently say that.
Yikes! That's a line that I didn't expect, Ryan.
I'm sorry, we don't look great. Our
Wow.
defense looks awful. Offense needs to wake up. Goaltending's looked fine, but I think goaltending, our worst problem last year looks like our best thing overall this year. Offense needs to shoot the puck, which has been a big problem last year. Defense needs to wake up. This isn't all Mo's. This isn't the whole Mo show. It's not all Mo. You need to play all team. It's driving me crazy, but we play Wednesday against the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard. We go to Connor Bedard's house to play the Blackhawks. It's a winnable game. So let's go get ourselves another win and get over the hump.
This would be a great, confident win for the Red Wings on Wednesday. Patty Kane would get another return to Chicago, and
Hopefully it's a repeat of last year.
That was magical.
dude, last year, I still remember it vividly. I was driving back up here late at night, listening to the Red Wings, and all of a sudden, in that overtime period, when the rebound popped free to Alex DeBrincat, and when he sent that long pass ahead, Ken Cal was already going nuts. At center ice, Patrick Kane on a breakaway. I was just like, oh my gosh, come on. And he just roofs it past Peter Mrazek, no problem.
I remember that too.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't.
That was not possibly. I think that was Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond's best call of the season last
absolutely.
year.
Yeah.
Arguably, one of their best calls of the season.
Yeah, I was in. Sorry to ramble, but I was in my dorm room when it happened, and I was watching it on my really small TV, and I remember I was getting teared up. There were 2 guys. There was really like 4 guys I knew before last year when it came to hockey, and that was Sidney Crosby, Patrick Rui, Patrick Kane, Patrick Rui, the kid Sidney Crosby, and Pavel Datsyuk, and Henrik Zetterberg, and Alex DeBrincat. I didn't know many hockey players, but Patrick Kane was my guy growing up, and seeing him get notched one after Peter Mrazek made me tear up. I hope that happens on Wednesday. Don't really know if it's going to happen, but let's get things done.
Anything can happen, and Red Wings team, they're average.
Yeah.
They're 6th in the Atlantic right now, not looking too hot. They're 5-5-1 overall. But you have a chance against the Blackhawks Wednesday, and then you go to... It's a 2-game road trip. You go to the Blackhawks on Wednesday.
Toronto.
Then Friday you got the Leafs.
Hey, we beat them
on
last time,
Friday. And then you also got a back-to-back back at home with the Rangers, which Rangers are going to be tough.
Coming back from a different country on a back-to-back against the Rangers, just that
It's going to be tough.
Rangers money line.
You know the CM Punk meme where he bangs his microphone on his forehead? Mm-hmm. That's me when it comes to watching the Red Wings. Just
Fair enough. Here's the thing that I'm taking away with the Red Wings so far, to put a button on this.
Just want to put a button.
They are, exactly. 5-on-5, they're not that bad of a team.
No.
5-on-5.
Absolutely not.
Their special teams have been wonky.
On both ends.
On both ends. They gave up a easy shorthanded goal to Alex Tuck on
That's when I turned the game off. We gave up a shorty, and I was like,
That was just an absolutely atrocious goal.
I'm going to watch football.
By the way. But I digress. Special teams haven't been good on both sides. You got to clean that up. 5-on-5, you can play with a lot of good teams 5-on-5. But special teams, you got to clean that up going forward. Red Wings have 11 points. They are sole possession of 6th in the Atlantic Division.
It's a competitive division.
It's a competitive
division.
division.
You have to play a division with the Panthers, the Lightning, and the Maple Leafs, and the Bruins.
Exactly.
It's tough.
Exactly. And just taking a look at where the Blackhawks are right now, they're 6th in the Central Division, and Leafs are 3rd in the Atlantic. So you got to play a Blackhawks team, which you should beat. Leafs are going to be tough, and then you play the Rangers, who are 1st in the Metropolitan.
We are going to lose that
You
game.
got your fair share of tough games. But Red Wings, good win on Saturday. Let's keep it going on Wednesday.
Keep it going on Wednesday against the Blackhawks. Hey, coming up after this break, we've got some Detroit basketball! And there is also football played yesterday on Sunday. You're watching Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be right back after this. Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big-ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big-ticket
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James?
And Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
You have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's...
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk.
Welcome back, Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, Anthony Schulte, as always, here on yet another Victory Monday. But
Merry
it's a
Christmas
victory
to those who celebrate.
Yes, it is. It is also Christmas time.
Merry Christmas.
It is
Yes,
Merry
yes,
Christmas. The place is already decorated. Both me and Ryan's place is already decorated. We already went Christmas shopping for all of our decor.
On Halloween.
On Halloween, yes. Of all days to do it, we did it on Halloween. However, it's Victory Monday for more than just one Detroit team.
Well, more than
Yes,
two
it
Detroit
is.
teams.
Not more than 2 Detroit teams, but 3.
Oh! Look at
Wait
that.
a minute. Look
Little
at this.
costume change.
A little bit of a costume change post-Halloween.
You think we're going through a Detroit Pistons victory show without me wearing some Pistons garb?
Hey, not only did we win one game, we won
Two
games.
Two,
And guess
by
what?
double digits.
And guess what? We're better than the Milwaukee Bucks.
Wow! Who would have thought?
Well, I mean, anybody who watches Darvin Ham for a long time.
And Doc Rivers.
Yeah, you put two of the worst coaches in basketball together, and it's going to create a you-know-what storm. Anyways, the Detroit Pistons, let's have some fun, gentlemen, shall we? Great performance last night. You know, adversity. We were down by, what was it, 9 or 11? Come on, man.
Oh, no.
I did not.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, we were down by 9 points or 11 points. I can't really remember what the highest deficit was. But we came back in that third quarter. Final 6 minutes of that third quarter. 10-2 run. That's the catalyst to that win. And not only that, but what have we seen struggle some in those 5 losses this season. You're not playing a complete 4 quarters, whether it's the first quarter against the New York Knickerbockers or it's the fourth quarter against any other team that we played. We did not play a full 4. We played a full 4. Not only do we take the lead at the end of that third quarter. Third quarter is the most important quarter in sports. But you come into the fourth quarter and you put it away. Good offense, execution. Cade only got 19, but hey, I'll take it. 8 of 13 from the field. Duren didn't miss a shot. That's the Duren we need to see every single game. We've seen him kind of struggle lately with his fouls, with his shot selection, taking care of the basketball, and he looked phenomenal yesterday. Granted, his coverage was Ben Simmons and Dorian Finney-Smith, but I digress. Still had a double-double, 17 rebounds. A great game. I think we could have seen a better game from Ivy.
Yeah.
But Tobias had a good game. Malik had a good game.
Timmy had a good game.
JB had a good coaching game. Overall, and this Nets team, again, formidable foe.
They're good.
They beat the Bucks. They beat the Grizzlies. Both, I mean, the Bucks were supposed to be a contender, and the Grizzlies are above 500. So they're a good team. Cam Thomas, 28 points per game. Dennis Schroeder, 24 points per game. Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons are all decent players, right? You played a decent team. They're not the Nets we thought they were going to be, and you came in and you whooped them on the road. Great job. Good game.
Good game.
Good game.
And to steal one of your points, you said that we were going to beat either Miami or Philly and then beat Brooklyn.
Yep.
We beat
What
Philly.
did we do?
What? And we beat Brooklyn.
What?
And not only did we kill Brooklyn, we also killed Philly.
What?
JB Bickerstaff, I applaud you.
As you knock out the microphone.
I'm sorry, but listen, every game that we've played, we've done the same thing, which is contain the little guard.
Yeah.
Which the little guard for Philly is Tyrese Maxey, and the little guard for Brooklyn is Cam Thomas. And we
Dennis
secured
Schroeder
him.
and Ben Simmons.
And Ben Simmons, who I know he gets clowned on a lot, but
Just justifiably so.
yeah,
If
but
anybody saw he's known for, on the Sixers in the playoffs, having a wide open layup over Trae Young and passing the ball instead of taking the layup. He's doing the same thing. He has wide open layups and he passes the ball. Like, I get there's being a playmaker and a distributor, and then there's being downright stupid.
Yep.
And that's Ben Simmons for the most part. But Dennis Schroeder, he averaged, 24 a game against us last season?
He averaged 24 points per game this year, and he put up 7 last night.
Yeah, and we against the Pistons specifically, he averaged like 24 and a half over the last couple seasons, and we limited him. I think that's also a big catalyst.
And Cam Thomas, who's a 30-point per game scorer, he only put up 17 yesterday. So containing the big guards, your big scorers up front.
Our defense looked so good.
Our defense looked
It looked
incredible.
great.
And listen, we don't talk about the Knicks game at all. We don't.
What Knicks game? I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
LCA was empty that night.
Where we
There's
lost by
nothing going
30.
No, what are you talking about?
When
We
the
didn't
Knicks
play the
proved
Knicks.
that they're probably one of the best teams in the NBA.
What are you talking? Hey. My friend, my buddy. We did not play the Knicks. That is a team we did not play. We have not seen them yet. Nope, that doesn't
What's
exist.
this?
Those are the Grand Rapids Drive, not the
Against
Detroit
who?
Pistons.
The Worcester Knicks?
Yes, that was not a real game. That did not
Okay.
happen. LCA was barren that night. There's nothing going on. A rare off night for the Little Caesars Arena.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing happened.
All right.
I'm just reading the
I
tape.
think
I'm just reading the
we
tape.
won 2 games in a row. We're on a 2-game winning streak.
Okay, fair enough.
We are. That
What?
game.
I mean, I think it might break tonight because we do play Lapuki and the Lakers.
Oh yes, LeBron and I was
And-
going to
and
quote
Bron-
Vince McMahon, but it's probably best I don't quote Vince McMahon on the show.
Bronny James.
Yes. A product of LeBron.
Yes.
We'll say that.
Okay. I mean, listen, this team looks. We've talked about it every show, and we want to apologize up front.
Pistons win. They're talked about.
We want to apologize up front. Most shows for the rest of this season is going to feel repetitive. It's going to be mostly football and Pistons. But the
Well, I mean,
Pistons
there's
are
no
good. I'm sorry, but the Pistons are good.
We're a good team.
We're good. We are good.
That was the first time holding a team under 100 points this season. A new low, 92. Great defense. I mean, I can't say enough about our team defense. It wasn't an individual defensive performance. No. It was team defense. JB Bickerstaff, oh my goodness, I love you. I love you for what you're doing with this team. my goodness, I could get emotional about it. It's great. We're a good team.
Okay, Dan Campbell, you can get emotional about sports.
That's all I care about is you guys, man. Me screaming at the TV when we're down by 30. All I care about is you guys. Please put up some points.
I love you, Pistons.
I love you.
I love you, Pistons. Anyways,
WWE brain rot, help us all, please.
Hey, listen, Pistons look great. 13th in the East. I'm sorry, but
Pistons look great. We're 13th in the East.
That was funny.
He said that like we were second in the East. Oh, we look
that's
great.
what it feels like, okay?
This means something to me, man.
It's still real to me, dang it. But listen, Pistons are on the same trajectory as 4 teams.
And that includes the Sixers and the Bucks.
That includes the Sixers. We are better than the Sixers and the Bucks.
And the Jazz. Surprising dud team.
I can't believe
they've not won yet.
That they're 0-6. I can't believe.
We're not the worst team.
It's those jerseys. I'm sorry. Those highlighter jerseys. Anyways, Pistons look great. Cade had an off night. He didn't score 20, which, I mean, we all have off nights. He still put up 19.
8 of 13 and 19 points.
I feel like that was Brooklyn's game plan all along, but you got to realize.
Yeah, the first quarter, he was only 0 for 1 with 1 assist. They eliminated him the entire first quarter.
And guess what the casual fans said? It's a Cade bad night. He shot 1 shot in the first quarter.
I mean, it was a bad first quarter because he couldn't find his stuff. Yeah. That was a bad first quarter in Cade's terms.
Yeah.
However, what Cade does is if he struggles in the first half, I don't know what he does at halftime, but he comes out and he looks like the second coming of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and like you said, Brooklyn is not an easy team. Not at all.
Nope.
They're a good team.
A formidable foe.
I thought they were going to be bad, and they aren't that bad. I'll give them credit where credit's due.
You guys
they're good.
Are mid.
You guys... I was not expecting that. But, I mean, we squeaked out a win against a very good team. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, the Lakers are also very good.
Yeah.
They got the greatest player of all time. Sorry, Tony.
It is. He is. I mean,
he is the greatest player of all time. They got a good team. They got guys like Rui. They got guys like Anthony Davis.
You just said they have guys like Rui before Anthony Davis, who's averaging the most points in the league this year.
I'm sorry.
They got guys like
I'm not
Rui, and then there's some guy named Anthony Davis. I mean, he kind of rides the bench a little bit.
For context, this guy named Anthony Davis is averaging close to 32 points a game and shooting 57%
and 12 rebounds
from the field and 79% from the
That's ridiculous.
line.
But
it's looking like AD's the best player on the Lakers. When he's healthy, he's nasty,
and they need him to be. The Lakers won't be good unless Anthony Davis isn't the best. Isn't the best player
is available.
Yeah, he needs to be available and the best player on the court.
The best ability is availability, and I think Anthony Davis has done all that this year, which is just be available. Mm-hmm. And if we can just, I know we have smaller guys. Anthony Davis is one big man, but I think. If we just secure Anthony Davis and we make sure that we secure LeBron and Rui Hachimura,
Duran needs to be physical.
Duran, absolutely.
He does.
He needs to throw his body into him.
Hot take. I think you start Isaiah Stewart today. Just today.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
That's not a bad thought.
Today is the day you start Isaiah Stewart.
They're going to think they were starting Duran. They're going to game plan for Duran.
Stewart is the most physical person on this football team.
I mean, he plays like a linebacker.
He does.
So.
Isaiah Stewart is the most physical person on our basketball team. I feel like if you match him up with Anthony Davis, I feel like it'll be a better matchup throughout the game. Whereas if you put Duran, who's not really that physical, not really that big, I feel like it'll be one-sided. If you put Isaiah Stewart at your center position, it'll feel like the Pistons might have a chance.
It's also going to be kind of funny if Isaiah Stewart starts against the Lakers.
Yes, because you already know what happened last year.
It wasn't last year. I think it was 2 years ago when Mr. Isaiah Stewart decided I don't like you, LeBron. I am going to end you. And was literally trying to chase him around the arena.
And then he charged at LeBron James.
So that would be fun. Imagine they're all game planning for Durant, and then all of a sudden they see the lineup card. They're like, Stewart, great. LeBron would be like, great. Now I got to deal with this guy.
And even if we lose tonight, not that big of a deal because this is when we start our easy streak.
Yeah, the Lakers are really the last contending team that we got to play for a little bit.
Yeah, we play the Hornets on Wednesday. We play the Hawks on Friday.
What?
The Rockets on Sunday.
What?
The Heat next Tuesday.
What?
The Bucks, who have been looking like garbage, and we can finally beat them. On
What? We did beat them in the preseason.
We did beat them in the preseason. Friday the 15th, we play the Raptors.
What?
Sunday the 17th, we play the Wizards.
What?
Worst team in the NBA. I don't care. We play at home against the Bulls on the 18th.
What?
We play the Hornets again.
What?
The day before my birthday.
What?
We play the Magic, which that's a loss.
What? No, they don't have Paolo. They look like garbage right now. What?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that Paulo's out for practically the season. Then we play the Raptors again on
What?
the 5th. And then the day before Thanksgiving, we play the Memphis Grizzlies.
What?
And then the last easy game, I'd say, is against the Pacers.
What?
And then after that, I think the Pistons will be over 500. I really do.
That's so crazy.
I said that first. I want credit for that.
I agree with you. I think
say.
they will go 7-7 or 8-8. I think.
Well, my friend,
or 8-6.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in the next 16 games.
I think the Pistons have a chance to by Thanksgiving be over 500. I really do. And if we don't keep it close with these teams, then that's a problem. But I think that won't be a problem with JB Bickerstaff.
We've had one bad game where we learned from it, and we came back and won the game.
What team did we play bad against?
No team. We didn't play that game. All right, the Pistons, they play tonight, 7:30 on FanDuel Sports Network, Detroit. I hate that.
You know who else plays tonight? Michigan basketball. We are so back. Cleveland State. Danny Wolf. Let's see if LJ...
Pistons, Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw.
Michigan basketball. That fills up almost a whole hand of stuff tonight. LJ Kaysen looked great in preseason. I hope he goes off this entire year. Fat Brooks, my favorite name on this team. I don't know how he looks, but I hope he does good. I just want LJ Kaysen to do good. Anyways, I'm done.
All right, well, the Pistons, they play a basketball game tonight, the only important sporting event of the evening.
There's 3 other more important stuff than the Pistons.
Nope. Pistons
I got to go with Ryan on this one.
Yep.
Anyways,
no.
Let's get into our Week 9 NFL review.
All right.
We have our pigskin pick-em picks. And friend of the show, Isaac Haffenden's been playing along with us all season, and a rough one for him this week. He went 6-8. He did pick the Jets, but that's the only praise he gets this week because those picks were not that great. All right, let's start off with that first game that Isaac picked, the Jets. I picked the Texans. That was my upset of the week. And not only did the Texans disappoint me, but it was on a night in which I don't like, Halloween. So it was a double whammy to me. Texans take one on the chin. Joe Mixon did good for me in fantasy. I guess that's all I should really care about from this game.
Yeah, this game was a snooze fest. I picked the Texans.
I had the Texans defense in fantasy. They put up 4. Luckily, I'm going to win because I still have Cade Otton going today.
Unless he gets a 0 burger.
Anyways, friend of the show, I'm playing this week. Friend of the show, Tyler Brazel in fantasy, and I'm currently winning by 2, and I still have Cade Otton. I benched Travis Kelce this week.
Good.
Anyways, I picked the Houston Texans. Snooze fest. Who cares?
All right. Bills and Dolphins. One of the games of the week came down to a 61-yard field goal. Incredible stuff. The Bills take home the W, 30-27. I had the Bills.
I also have the Bills.
I had the Bills. That was one of the most insane games I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Josh Allen kind of started off a little shaky, but he put it together. The Ravens and the Broncos. The Broncos defense. The Ravens, we talked about this game a little bit earlier. Lamar Jackson, MVP performance against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Didn't even target Deontay Johnson, but he opened up that offense in those snaps that he played. And Zay Flowers, heck of a game for Zay Flowers. So the Ravens picking up a blowout win at home. Kind of a nice little bounce back for them.
I picked the Ravens. Stinks that I was playing against Zay Flowers in my fantasy game. I was playing against him, but also my other league I have him, so it kind of levels out. But I also picked the Ravens.
Ravens are solid. They had a blowout win. This is a good bounce back win for them. They're 6-3 on the year. I mean, I think they're going to be a contending team. They're a contending.
Oh yeah,
they're a contending team. They just got to
team in the AFC.
They just got to keep going on the up and up.
Yep, and another 6-3 team, the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, doing me good one more time. Atlanta Falcons. Dallas Cowboys are now Antarctica's team because only polar bears and penguins want to watch the Dallas Cowboys, and not even then. The Cowboys stink. They stink. CMU legend Cooper Rush got into the ball game.
Yes, he did.
An injured Dakota Rain Prescott. But the Falcons look like the best team in the NFC South. I mean, it's not that hard to be the best team in the NFC South. But we'll talk about the NFC South a little bit later because there's a team down there that lost to another team down there that shouldn't have lost to another team down there. You guys have the Falcons, right?
To quote Micah Parsons, this is game of the year for them. This is just another game for us, and they lost.
Yeah, so.
I picked the Dirty Birds.
Yep. I went with the Falcons here.
All right, so now we have the Raiders against the Cincinnati Cody Rhodes and Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes. What a weekend for Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah.
Go into Crown Jewel, win the with the undisputed championship. You win the Crown Jewel championship. Not only that, but you go in to Cincinnati and you put up a heck of a game. 5 tuds for Cody Rhodes yesterday and 30 points on my fantasy team. I can't complain. The Raiders are a dumpster fire. They fired half their coaching staff. What's going on in Las Vegas? You should have brought Max Crosby home while you had the chance, but now we're going to get Zadarius Smith. Bengals win. I don't know where I was going with that.
I also picked the Cincinnati Orange Cats to beat the Raiders.
Not enough rasp. We need more rasp.
The Raiders.
There you go. That's better.
That's better.
That's respectable.
Call them the Detroit Pistons. We're seeing improvements.
Yes, we are seeing. We're seeing improvements. Yes, we are. I picked the Bengals here.
All right, our next game, the Cleveland Stinkers, the Cleveland Browns, against the Los Angeles Chargers, the Fighting Jim Harbaughs.
Now?
Yes.
Jim
That's a 2-for-1 special when it comes to...
and the Chargers beat the flying famous Jameses in a football game. I picked the Fighting Jim Harbaughs. 2-for-1
on Frank moments today.
Yeah.
Yes, 2-for-1. I picked the Chargers here.
All right, we got Titans and Patriots in one of the other games of the week. Jason Benetti, what a call by you, brother. Tennessee Titans, New England Patriots, the Titans win 20-17. What a call on that Drake May touchdown to send it to overtime, huh?
Incredible.
What a call.
Good stuff.
It's always so refreshing to hear Jason Benetti call some NFL games just so you can hear his wonderful voice again.
Hopefully he's calling a Lions game pretty soon.
That would be awesome.
I had the Titans, and they won. So
yeah, I had the Titans here. What an incredible game. Very low scoring, but was a really entertaining game nonetheless.
Titans broke the Lions curse.
They did.
They did.
So I also picked the Titans.
All right, we got the Commanders and the Giants. Terry McLaurin, thank you very much, Scary Terry. 27-22, the only 2 passing touchdowns of the day go to Terry McLaurin. Good game. Commanders improved to 7-2. Vibes are high in Washington. Mm-hmm. And hopefully they change that god-awful name soon, because I don't like that name.
Agreed.
A third name change?
Yes.
I picked the Commanders. Hey, Daniel Jones. You have a wide receiver on your team named Malik Neighbors. Throw to him.
All right, we have to cut him some slack because he did throw his first passing touchdown at home in 647 days. That's almost 2 calendar years.
I don't care.
Tony, how do you support this man?
How do you support this guy?
How do you support Daniel Jones?
But he was injured.
He threw his first passing touchdown since we were seniors in high school. To quote Isaac
Literally.
That's true.
We were seniors in high school. I was dancing on a stage the last time Daniel Jones threw a touchdown. Ridiculous.
I was still broadcasting back then.
I was thinking, look at me, I'm the king of New York.
Yep. All right.
I picked the Commanders here. Tony, you need to stop rooting for Daniel Jones and the Giants. Daniel Jones, I feel like, should be on the verge of getting launched out of a catapult to goodness knows where. But
where are you going with that?
I don't know. But my point is, Daniel Jones is not in New York.
In New York. Okay, I shouldn't sing. The Saints and the Panthers. What a shocker.
This is the game.
Yikes.
The Panthers won.
Call the Panthers the Pistons. They won a football
No, because the
game.
Pistons are not on the level of the Panthers anymore. Do not call them the Pistons.
I kind of feel happy for Bryce Young. I feel really happy. He got an NFL
He's a
win.
good guy.
I feel so bad for Bryce Young. He got put in this situation, and he's this is on the Panthers, not on Bryce Young. That he's this bad. I feel really bad, and I'm very, very, very. I don't care about the loss and the picks. I'm very happy. For Bryce Young getting his first win in a long time,
and a solid performance nonetheless. I'm pretty sure we all picked the Saints, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I picked the Saints.
So we go from a team in which, you feel good about them winning. You don't really, feel bad. To a team where you don't feel bad. You're happy this is happening. And it's a disaster, a dumpster fire, if you will, in Chicago. Given the fact and the talent that you have, the Bears get pollywopped against the Arizona Cardinals. An absolute destruction. Just destroyed, dismantled, picked apart, thrown across the room like a little kid playing with his Legos that can't read the instructions right. That's the Chicago Bears right now. 29-9. How do you stink it up that badly, Chicago?
Caleb Williams was my starting quarterback in fantasy this week. I think it's safe to say that Mr. Unlimited will be my starting quarterback from going on. You are terrible.
I'm not really worried about the Bears anymore.
No,
I'm not. They're dysfunctional.
They are terrible.
They need a new head coach. If they had the right head coach, this team would probably be on the level of the Vikings.
Exactly. Matt Eberflus benching Tyreek Stevenson, and then Tyreek Stevenson pulling himself out of practice when he learned of that demotion.
Yeah.
Things are bad in Chicago right now.
Yep, it's you ever see the meme of the dumpster fire and the flood?
Yeah.
That's Chicago right now. But we all picked Chicago, I'm assuming.
I pick the Bears.
I picked Chicago.
I picked the Bears solely because Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out and Kyler Murray was going to play it, but he didn't.
Yeah,
he learned his lesson.
He took a break from COD. But the Eagles and the Jaguars and what turned into an incredible game, Saquon Barkley, thank you for the 33 big ones. 28-23 on the backs of Saquon Barkley and his brand new football move, the backwards hurdle.
The backwards hurdle. That was clean.
Incredible. Best running back in the league.
I picked the ESGLESEL Eagles.
Did you mess that up?
ELGSEL Eagles.
There we go. There you go. And the ELGSEL Eagles
Eagles
have a very, very stout match next week, which we'll talk about it. But they take on the Dallas Cowboys, and you know how bad that rivalry is.
Yeah, that's gonna be probably a good.
We'll preview that on Wednesday.
That might be a game I watch of the Cowboys because that'll be a good one.
That will be.
I'm assuming we all picked the Eagles, right?
Yes.
All right, and then we have Rams and Seahawks in a thriller. Oh, my goodness.
That was fun.
Sending it to overtime. And then a one-handed 50-yard snag in the end zone. You're lucky that Tyler did not start that guy. He almost did. And he got 30 on Tyler's bench. The Rams pick up the win. Puka, why are you punching people? You're not Roman Reigns. You might look like him. You might feel like him. But you shouldn't be Superman punching somebody in the middle of the game. You only got me 2.1 points. Anyways, the Rams win.
Aw, man.
Rams won even without Puka Nacua. Crazy.
I also picked the Rams. Okay.
What is going on?
This show stinks. All right. The Lions and the Packers. Lions win. Yep. We all picked the Lions. And then Sunday night's football.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were close. We were very close.
No, you weren't.
Very close. Sam Darnold threw 2 picks. When I turned down the game twice, and the first play That happened. Sam Darnold threw a pick. Joe Flacco, dude, you are old. You are washed. You are unk. I am sorry. The Colts need a new quarterback. That's not named Joe Flacco or Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, I'm not blaming on the injury. Apparently, you're lazy. I picked the Colts to win, and they lost in embarrassing fashion.
Yes, they did.
Anthony, I wonder who you picked.
I picked the Vikings.
I can tell.
I picked the Vikings on this one. They are the next closest team to the Lions in divisional contention. They're 6-2 on the year.
They are. So we got Monday Night Football, Chiefs, Buccaneers, the Fighting Taylor Swifts against the hobbled Bucks. I'm still going with the Chiefs. It's subject to change, though. I don't want to go with the Chiefs.
Me too.
I want them to lose, but we're all going with the Chiefs. And that's all we have for today's show, folks. A fun one indeed. Thank you for tuning in to Card Guys Season 3, Episode 16 on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Stay tuned for Wednesday's program where we preview the Lions and the Texans Sunday Night Football bout. And hey, maybe the Pistons have a win under their belt tonight. We'll see. If we talk about the Pistons, it's because they won. For my good buddies Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad, Grandma, Joyce, and wee Papa. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.